is what? What is learning? If I ask you what is learning, in this Zoom as well, if I tell you what is learning, what is it? What is it? To learn is to do what? To learn is to do ibadah. It is an act of worship, learning. Regardless of what you're learning. If your father is sitting down fixing a car, you come watch him, you're learning. It's a form of ibadah. The first ayah revealed was what? Iqra. Iqra is what? Read. Recite. In different contexts, it can mean different things. But the general purpose which is agreed upon is to seek knowledge. Seek knowledge. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was literate. That means he couldn't read and he couldn't write. But what was his first ayah? What was his first command from Allah? Iqra, read. I don't know how to read. Read. I don't know how to read. Read. It was an order. If I tell you, may you give me that, you have the right to say no, right? But if I tell you, give it to me, I'm ordering you. It's a difference. If your father says, do you want to come with me? You can say no. But if he says, come with me, can you say no? No, it's a difference of tone. So iqra is a command to seek knowledge. That means it is no choice for all of us. Regardless of what is going on, you must seek knowledge as a Muslim. Correct? Assalamu alaikum. You can sit there, inshallah. Inshallah, I'm not exactly sure. I think they will update in the group. Inshallah. Yeah. Okay, someone. Come sit a bit closer. Yeah, inshallah. That way I can see you. All right. So, what was I saying? Learning is what? It is ibadah. And it's not an ibadah that we can just play around with. It's a serious ibadah. Right? Correct or no? Learning is a serious ibadah. Some people, clearly, in the morning, their parents forced them to come here. You, right? You were sleeping or relaxing and your father forced you, or no? Okay, I will believe you. But some people, they feel lazy. And it's normal to feel lazy. It's normal to feel tired and feel exhausted to do many things. But in the end, the fact is you have to beat your laziness. Laziness comes from shaitan. So you have to stand up, go, and do your searching and obligations to look for knowledge. But when it comes to knowledge, does it mean you can go exclusively to school and say, oh, I'm doing ibadah? Why not? It is perfect. Learning is perfect for this life. When you're born, is it guaranteed you're going to be rich? Is it guaranteed you're going to have a father and mother? Yes? When you're born, it's guaranteed? You sure? The Prophet, he was born without a father. In the end, he found that his father is not alive anymore. Can a woman die in childbirth? So that means it's possible when you're born, you're not going to grow up with a mother, right? Is it guaranteed you're going to be African, Malaysian, Chinese? Is it guaranteed your race? No, because in the end, you don't even know. What is the one thing guaranteed when you are born? No. You will, of course, you're born Muslim, but you're not going to live as a Muslim. What's the one thing guaranteed when you're born? When you're born, one thing you will definitely do. What is it? Huh? No crime. Die. When you're born, you will definitely die. Correct? That's the one thing you're guaranteed with in life. When you're born, you will pass away. Inshallah, we ask Allah to give us a good death. One we have to ask for. May Allah give us a good death. But we have to work hard in this life as well. I'm not saying we just forget and we give up hope. No, you live your life. You go do what you want to do. Enjoy your life. Work hard. Inshallah, may Allah give you the best in this life and in the next. But when we die, what is next? There's a whole other life after that. Correct? When we pass away, there's going to be a whole other life for us. And that's what we're here for. Is photosynthesis going to help you in the next life? Is math, chemistry, physics, Malay, Sijatra, all these things, Sijara or Sijatra? Sijara. Sijara or Sijatra? Sijara, okay. Is any of it going to help you in this life? In this life, you can become someone big, you can become a president, you can become a politician, you can become a big businessman, you can become a big scientist. That's great. But what's that going to do for you when you're standing in front of Allah if you were not a good person? If you were lazy with looking for the knowledge that will help you in the next life as well. I have a question. If I tell you, I give you two things. I give you this. I want to buy you a car. Let's say it like that. I want to buy you a car, right? I give you this car, which is an option. I give you this for 10 years. Or I give you this forever. Which one do you choose? Forever, right? Why do you want one when you have it temporary, when in the end you can have it forever? Is life easy for everyone? No, it's not. There's going to be tough times in everyone's life. Everyone has tough times, right? But is the next life forever? Forever. When you're with Allah, you're there forever. You will enjoy your life forever. All right? Okay, inshallah. So, alhamdulillah. Salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. So there's many complications when it comes to seeking the deen, right? Many different things. Now, what I want to ask you guys is, what do you want to hear today, inshallah? There's so many aspects of the deen. Right? I want to have an open conversation, even with you guys in this Zoom. I see that there are 6, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum to you all. There are many aspects that every one of us deal with in everyday life. Correct? Do each one of you have problems in your life? Yes, without a doubt. I know you do. You want to know why I know you do? I was your age very short time ago. Right. And sometimes, because of a generation gap between sometimes you and your parents, they may not understand your problems, and you may not understand their problems, correct? Because you didn't grow up in the same time. There's a saying by Ali ibn Abi Talib. Do you know Ali ibn Abi Talib? He's the 4th Khalifa, the cousin of the Prophet, and the father of Hassan and Hussein, the grandchildren of the Prophet. He said, do not raise your children the same way your parents raised you. Why do you think he said that? Because he knows that the time is going to be different. You guys, what are you growing up with? Do you have a handphone? Do you have a handphone? Jamila, do you have a handphone? All right, that's very good. MashaAllah. I'm assuming everyone here doesn't have a handphone. Alhamdulillah. But I give you from the perspective within my own family. All right? I had my handphone at 19 years old. 19. I have friends who their younger siblings have handphone at 11 and 12. So that means you have more access. There's different things, different problems that you grow up with than I grew up with. I have different problems when I was younger than what my parents had different problems. My parents, when they were younger, had different problems than my grandparents, so on and so forth. So I want to make this an open forum. I want complete discussion with you guys. I want you guys to tell me some of the problems that you have in your everyday life, regardless of what it is. You feel pressure, you feel, what is it? And we can have a discussion from there, inshallah. And we can slowly increase where we are coming. Inshallah, I hope for at least 2 recommendations from the ones in the Zoom to tell me exactly what are, inshallah, some of the. So I'm not asking you to give me your secrets. Just give me some issues that you face on a day-to-day basis. Anything, inshallah. I need 1 from the class here, and I need 2 from the Zoom. Anyone, please? Yeah? Come on, tell me. Is it sometimes you're shy? Is that, no, what is it? Give me an example, Ismail. Having to deal with annoying siblings. Okay. That's a significant problem. Jamila? Any issue you deal with on a day-to-day basis? Anything. This is an open discussion. Any problem you deal with daily. Anything, it can be anything. Annoying siblings, that's a good one. Which one? Your brother or your sister or both? Everyone. Okay. What's your name? Maria? Rania, all right. Can you tell me any of the problems you deal with? Something that gives you a headache, something that makes you mad sometimes that you have to deal with? Anything? Nothing? Alhamdulillah. Say Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Karim? Annoying teachers? Okay. So, one said annoying siblings. You know, I can honestly tell you, I had the exact same problem when I was your age. I have 3 siblings. I have 1 brother, 2 sisters. You have 4. How many brothers, how many sisters? 2 brothers, 2 sisters. Who's the eldest? Jamila? All right. Well, I'm the eldest. Okay? Now, there's something that's actually a huge, major sin. It's a major sin to do. Do you know what the major sin is? It's cutting the ties of the womb. During Raya time, what do you guys usually do? Go to relatives. You hear what I said? Those relatives, what's their relationship to you? Okay, who do you go to? Who's the one person you're excited to go see? Your grand auntie. Your grand auntie? Why your grand auntie? Who's your grand auntie to you? She's your grandmother or grandfather's brother or sister? Sister, right? You see, the brother and sister relationship is very sacred. The ties of the womb you cannot cut in Islam. It's a major sin. Do you understand me? Maybe the ties of the womb. You, when your mother is pregnant, where are you? You're not in her stomach. You're in her womb. WOMB. Hey, keep focus with me. It's okay. Keep focus with me. All right. So when I said the ties of the womb, what does that mean? That means that the relationship between you and your Assalamu alaikum. The relationship. Boy, see here. Yes. No problem, no problem. Fashionably late, it's okay. All right, Assalamu alaikum. All right, we'll come back to what I really don't know. I think just better send a message to the group, ask one of them because their flight was delayed. My parents' flight was delayed, so I'm not sure exactly what time they'll be back. Yeah, if you just send them a message, I think they will give you the perfect answer. All right. Okay. So right now we're talking about annoying siblings. Do you have that problem? Siblings annoying you? How about you guys? All of you have that problem. I have that problem. He definitely has that problem. All right. People annoy you, especially if they're your siblings. Your brothers and sisters can definitely annoy you every day, right? But the point is, it's a major sin to cut the relationship with your family member. Why is it a major sin? Why do you think it's a major sin? It's cut the relationship with your family. I don't want to deal with him anymore. I don't want to talk to him. It's not correct. Because Allah said, Silatul Rahim, nurturing of the womb, keeping the relationship with your family is very important. No matter what they do to you or you do to them, you must always have a strong relationship. And the older you get, the more you're going to miss it. I'm 25, I'm married, I'm not in my father's house anymore. I don't see my brothers and sisters every day. I miss them every day. I call them every day. Before, I never talk to them, ever. My brother, maybe once in a while, I see him in the house. What's up? What's up? And walk away. My sisters, I look at them, they look at me, and we just leave each other. But now we miss each other more. Why? Because you miss them. You get annoyed with everyone. And trust me, people find you annoying too. No matter who you are, people will find you annoying as well. Right? But the relationship is very important to foster. You have to keep a good relationship with everyone in your family. All right? But who are the two people you are not allowed to ever find annoying, no matter what? Your parents. And if any of your parents tell me, oh, my child called me annoying, you see what I do to you. Your parents is the most important things in the world. First of all, you cannot tell me this, I didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask for you. They wanted a child. They didn't necessarily have to be you. Allah blessed you with them, and Allah blessed them with you. It's a co-mutual relationship. Whatever your parents do is always in your best interest. And whether they force you to study, whether they force you to do this, right? Because they know things that you don't know, and you may feel things that they don't know. So when you get older, it's good to talk to them, always advise them on things, and to give them different perspective. Okay? So, alhamdulillah, we discussed the problem when it comes to irritating siblings. Just keep yourself busy. That's the best thing to do. If they know you, find something you both can do together and get each other tired. You guys like sports? No, not really, right? What do you like? Rugby. Does he like rugby? Then play together. Then whatever, watch rugby together. There's many ways you can do things together without having to bother each other. All right? My brother and I, for example, we're both old. What do? We go to a cafe, we have a cup of coffee, eat something, leave. Well, we don't see each other for a couple of days, but it's okay. That's our way of keeping our relationship. My sisters, they call me every day. It's a different situation. All right? Okay, so far so good? All right. Anyone else facing a daily problem? Anyone else facing a daily problem? It doesn't even have to be daily. Studies, what is it? Anyone, give me a problem that you guys have. Mm-hmm. Okay. Someone bullied you. Okay. Was he being rude about it, or was he playing a joke? Was he being rude or joking? He was being rude, so he was basically bullying you. Okay. Yes.
At this point, my sister feels
Moody. All right. Okay, we'll go to both of these issues. Yeah, I know your problem. It's okay, relax. Okay. So, you basically said someone bullied you. Let's start with that one, right? Kareem, someone bullies you, what are you going to do? Nothing? You don't get bullied? What is it? So someone is trying to bully you, basically, right? All right, so, in Islam, it's forbidden to hurt another person, right? It's forbidden to hurt anyone else. Islamically, it's forbidden to hurt anyone. But if someone hurts you, do you think you can sit down and let it turn the other cheek? If someone comes and hits you, what do you do? Come hit me again. No. Okay? You never let someone hit you. And if you never let someone hit you. First thing you should do, you find a teacher, an authority, no matter who it is, teacher, or he finds you. You deal with him. You look at him, you tell him, hey, my brother, you don't touch again. All right? You go tell the teacher, principal, discipline, and then you also tell your parents and you tell your brother. You have a bodyguard with you at school. You guys go to the same school or no? Oh. Then you tell your parents. All right? So you tell two people. And you warn him, don't touch me again. Okay? Always. You say, don't touch me again. Don't ever throw hands. There's no need to fight at all in general. Okay? But I tell you, if someone hits you, I will not say the rest. Never let someone hit you. Okay? You can stop him without having to hit him back. All right? Because violence is never the answer. In the end, if someone hits me and I hit him back, he brings two people. They hit me again. Then I bring three people. Then it's just going to be a cycle that's never going to end. Violence is never the answer. Never. All right? And moody, huh? That's your issue. Are you the youngest? Or the middle? You're the youngest. And you only have sisters, right? Come to the halaqah more and stay with me, all right? Or, it's okay. You come to the halaqah more, try to keep yourself busy. That's the best thing you can do, all right? Your father is usually at home or he works outside a lot? Your father stays at home a lot or no?
No, my father can't stay home because my mother did something.
Okay, it's all right. It's okay. Sorry. You try to find someone who you can follow more, especially if it's a lady who gives you a problem, you try to stay with men more. So from now on, we have the halaqah here, okay? The Youth Halaqah. Sheikh Zoubir is always here. You can follow Sheikh Zoubir. And if your sisters bother you still, you tell Sheikh Zoubir. All right? The best thing to do.
I read my stepdad is bad. My stepdad is bad. My real dad is good.
It's okay. My point is this, right? You find a man and you follow him. A man, not a boy. Follow a man in your life. For example, ladies, the ladies here are a bit older. What do you do when you want to go get advice from someone? Who do you go to? Your parents. Specifically who? Your mother, probably. I would assume it would be your mother. For me, if I have an issue, who do you think I go to? My father. Straight, because he is a man. He understands my problems. And usually if I want to get things from the other perspective, I would have gone to my mother. Right? Sometimes you have to go to someone to see it. And the best thing to do is find someone older than you, someone who loves you unconditionally. Your parents are the first people you ask advice from. All right? This is the first thing. Always have a good relationship with someone older than you. Let's say your father is very busy. You may have an older sibling, you may have an uncle, you may have a cousin who's older than you, someone you can always find older. And if all of this is not an option, the masjid. I'm serious. Muslims don't understand the importance of the masjid. Do you know how important the masjid is? Do you think the masjid is there for decoration? What do you think the masjid is for? Salat. Not just salat, it's a community center. People really don't understand that. That is where you go for any issue. Okay? You always stay near the masjid. I'm not saying especially for the ladies, you don't have to go every single day, but try to make it points to go. Make it a point. A lot of times you guys say, oh, I have to go to the cinema to go watch a movie, I have to go do this. Some people go to the cinema more than the masjid. The cinema, you pay 20 bucks for a ticket, the masjid is free. And on the contrary, you get peace, you get pahala. There's so many good things that come in the masjid. At least make sure that you go to the masjid more than you go to the cinema. All right? A lot of people, they really, really don't understand this. If you go to the masjid, everything can be settled. For example, right? I cannot give you the advice that you're looking for. You want to know why? Because I have the same problem as you. I have the same problem. I have some people in my life who have mood swings. Right? Sisters, I have the same problem with you. I have younger sisters as well. But best thing to do, someone older for some advice. Always. It's not shameful to ask elder people for advice. And the elder person may not know. He may not know also, right? We're not all known just because we have a few years on you. Doesn't mean we're all known. You go find someone who's knowledgeable. Now, the best thing to do usually, find someone who's a man of religion, your local ustad, Sheikh Zoubir. These men are learned. They studied the Qur'an and Hadith at a high level. So they know things.
Run.
Sorry.
Are you done?
Hold on 1 second. Assalamu alaikum. How do I properly take care of my cats? I am contemplating to keep my cats in the cage or release them outdoors. If I keep them in the cage, it doesn't look right and healthy for them, but obviously they will disturb my neighbors. What is your opinion on this? And is it permissible to sterilize cats? Okay, someone has that question. Is it permissible to sterilize cats?
No.
Hold on. Is it permissible for me to sterilize you? If I feel like, oh, you shouldn't have kids, should I do that to you? It's not permissible to sterilize any living being unless it's for its health. Do you know what sterilizing is? Removing the chance of it to ever have children. How would you feel if someone did that to you? You still want to have the option, even if you don't want kids immediately. You still want to have the option in the future. Correct? Yes or no? Inshallah, do you want kids in the future? Yeah? Inshallah. But you don't want to remove the option for you. It's not permissible to sterilize another living thing. Because I understand some people, they're worried about their animals getting infections and all these things. But regardless, unadopted animals, they can take care of themselves. The animals are better than humans. They take care of themselves. They walk faster than humans do. Humans, they cannot take care of themselves. Usually your parents have to take care of you for how long? Before you can take care of yourself. How long? Huh? 16? Karim, you live by yourself? Karim, 16? You know how old I was when I left my father's house? 24. So your parents need to be taking care, your parents need to take care of you for, let's say 24 years. Right? 24 years. A cat, how long can a kitten take care of itself? Yeah. You'll see it growing up in the longkang just next outside of your house. So my advice, don't sterilize your cat. I understand what you're asking. Don't sterilize your cat. Try to make sure you control its behavior. Don't let it go out too much if you don't want to let it go out, and let it go outside. If you need to let it go outside, let it go outside. And you can come, it will come back. I have a cat too. It left the house for about a week and a half. It came back. It will even come back. Cats are intelligent creatures. They will even come back, okay? So, yeah, alhamdulillah. That's a very interesting question on cats. Okay. No problem, inshallah ta'ala. Anything else? Anyone have a question on? Anything else? I'm going to assume nothing else. Any questions? More questions? No? All right. So now my question to you guys is, what do you guys see the point in sitting here and listening to me? You came here with the intention to listen to Sheikh Zoubir, right? Something changed. You saw his son instead. Well, some things are out of all of our control. I expected to sleep in on my Sunday. You know? My father expected to be here. You guys expected to listen to my father. So what do you think is the point? Do you guys... Because obviously, I'm not as learned as my father is in the Qur'an and Hadith. My beard is not as long. This is just an example. So, what do you think is the... Do you think you're going to get the same pahala? Why? Why? That's the best word that he gave. You have the what? Intention. So what does it mean to have intention? What does it mean by having intention? I want to have an intention. There's a saying, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Your actions are determined by your intention. Making the niyyah, making the intention is the first step to doing anything. Do you understand me? When you woke up this morning, you knew you were coming here, right? You had the intention. I'm going to come, inshallah, to the class. Even if something happened and you're not going to come, you would have still gotten the same pahala. Did you know that? You would have gotten the same hasanat, the same good deeds, just for making that intention. I'm going to come. If you make the intention, you know what? I'm going to go pray my sunnah, right? After my dhuhr. After you pray your dhuhr, someone, he needs you. He says, your dad said, come, I need you to help me with this or this. And then you forget. Just the intention gave you the hasanat. Now, what if you're intending something bad? If you're intending something bad, to do something bad, do you think it's good? Do you think you're going to get sins? No, you don't get sins. Allah is very generous. For bad, He will not count it until you do it. Allah is what? Al-Ghafur what? Ghafur what? Ghafur Rahim. Most forgiving, most merciful. Do you see how fair He is? Do you see how fair it is? For a good intention, good thing, He will give you the pahala just for thinking about it. For a bad thing, it's okay. Until you do it, you get judged. It's very important. It's very important to understand that. So always think good, always think positive, always try to do good things. That's what the point is. Now, I mentioned that this life is what? Temporary. When you're born, what's the one thing guaranteed? What did I say? Death. When you're born, the only thing you're going to know that you're going to get is death. You don't know you're going to get parents. You don't know you're going to have money. You don't know you're going to have what nationality you are, what ethnicity you are. You don't know anything. You don't even have knowledge. You can't even speak. You don't have a thought process. But there is one thing guaranteed when you're born. You're going to pass away and return to the earth one day. But how can we make sure that this life is not worthless? How can we make sure it's not worthless? By working for the next one, which is for eternity. It's for eternity. That's what people don't need to understand. If I tell you, how old are you? How old are you? How old are you? 13. Huh?
I almost turned 13 at May 21.
Oh, May 21. Okay, no problem. Do you want to drive soon? Are you excited to start driving? Not yet, right? How old are you to get to driving? 18, 17 actually in Malaysia, 17.
Actually, 17 to try.
Only 17. So imagine that. It's so long. Yeah, go ahead. You guys excited to learn how to start driving? But it's a long time, right? Long time. So how many years is that for you guys? Karim, it's just a year or so, right? But it's a long year, right? You're just waiting for the chance to start. People get excited for things that are near and they think it's so long. Some people may think, oh, this guy, he's speaking for so long. I still have another hour of, you know how sometimes you think? So long. Now imagine when you're having fun. Isn't it nice? When you're enjoying something you're doing. I don't know what you like to do, but for example, when I go play sports, when I go to work out, when I do these things, I'm enjoying it. The time goes like that. What if I tell you that's forever? What if I tell you that's forever? Forever. You get to enjoy life the way you want to live. Give me 1 second. All. Yes.
Does Muslim live with Southeast?
Does a Muslim live where?
Southeast.
Southeast, there's Muslims all over the world. Northwest, east, southeast, south.
East, west, north, or south.
Muslims.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good question. He's asking, do Muslims live in the southeast? All right, what continent is southeast from here?
Why do China wipe out of Wilayah?
Okay, no problem. We'll talk about that. So the first question he asked is, do Muslims live in the southeast? So the southeast continent is Australia.
Yeah.
Australia is southeast, right?
Oh yeah, Australia was Oceania.
Oceania is the name of the continent technically. It's the technical name of the continent. There's a lot of Muslims everywhere in the world. There are now they say 1.8 billion Muslims in the world. And it's the fastest growing religion. 1.8 billion people. Do you know how many people that is? Population of what? 7 billion. So population of the world is 7 billion. So 1.8 over 7 is what? It's good. More what? No, inshallah. Inshallah, why not? We will have more. But that means 1 in 4 people in this world, if you grab random 4 people in the world, one of them will definitely be a Muslim. All right. Now, the question you had about the Uyghur, which is an ethnic group. Do you know what an ethnic group is? How many ethnic groups are there in this room right now? In this room, how many are there? 2.
Sorry, I didn't pronounce about Uyghur because my mouth.
It's okay. No problem. How many ethnic groups are there in this room? 2, right? What are they? Malay and Arab. Yeah, you guys all, I'm assuming, are Malay, right? And I'm an Arab. Correct? You're Arab as well? Okay, there's 2, definitely. But the ethnic group is what? Imagine, I look at you and I say, I don't like you. And you ask me why. And I say, the reason I don't like you is your race, your ethnicity. How do you feel? It's not something you can control. Is this something you can control? No. You chose the way you were born, you chose the race you were born, you chose everything? No. This is a gift from Allah, what He gave you. There are races in the world that are persecuted specifically because of who they are, because of their ethnicity. In World War II, there was a terrible atrocity, which was the Holocaust. The Jewish people were persecuted, of course. In the 1800s, you guys see USA, it's beautiful, right? In the 1800s, they persecuted the Native Americans. Do you know who the Native Americans are? They're called the Red Indians. The Red Indians. In India, they persecute different castes. No matter where you are, racism is a hatred, no matter what. So that's what's going on inside China. It's a group of people that are being persecuted. Now, why are they still doing that? Because the Muslims are not united. Now, imagine this. Imagine someone is bothering you, and you have 10 brothers at home. Someone comes and bothers you. Someone bothers you, bullies you, punches you like your brother. What happened to your brother? You have 10 big brothers at home. What do you think is going to happen to that guy? Good luck to him. Correct. Now imagine you have 1.8 billion brothers and sisters. What's going to happen? What do you think will happen? You get where I'm coming from? The Muslims are not strong if we're not united as a group. If the Muslims were, for example, let me ask you this. One of you may look at me, where are you from? I will tell you I'm from Algeria. Right, I'll tell you I'm from Algeria. Oh, so you're from Algeria. And you may see a situation where I'm sitting down and you don't want to give me a help because I'm specifically Algerian. What's the point? In the end, who's your Lord? Allah. Right, who's your Prophet? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That should be the only thing that matters to Muslims. That is the flaw in our mindset nowadays. We're always looking for differences to make ourselves feel special. A lot of people will do that to each other, and it happens in every group of people. It's not unique to one group. Oh, China is doing it to the Uyghur, but they're happening everywhere. It's happening in Kashmir, it's happening in Iraq, it happens everywhere in the world. Persecution happens. In the United States, it happens to the African Americans. In Europe, it happens to Africans, it happens to Asians, everywhere all over the world. If there's a large majority and they're not comfortable with the minority, they hate. But the one thing we have to understand is that this hatred, what does it bring us? In the end, you say, okay, you know what makes people different from each other? Their tawheed. In the eyes of Allah, everyone is equal, except for the level of tawheed. Do you know what tawheed is? Faith. Never think you're better than anyone. You are not. You're not better than anyone. In the end, you're going to have this. What color is your blood? Red. You use the toilet, right? Yeah, everyone does. So what makes you better than anyone? Nothing, except for your faith in your character. So make sure you have good character, no matter what. Because when you have good character, people will be influenced by your good character. They say, oh, he's a good man, respectful. They don't mess with you. And they will not mess with anyone that you have related to you. And always be firm, strong-minded, whether you're male or woman. Women, allow the men to take care. But if there's not a man around, you also have to be strong. Okay? Remember, the world was not built on la-di-da. The whole world had wars for years and years and years. People have been persecuted for many years. Muslims, non-Muslims, everyone has been persecuted, regardless, just because they're different. You have to make sure to always stand up for justice. Do you like the fact that the Chinese, that there are people in China that do that to the Uyghur Muslims? Do you like that? Yeah, that's fine. But do you like it in your heart that that's happening? Yes or no? Good. There's a hadith. If you see an injustice happening, if you see injustice, what does it mean by injustice? Someone doing something wrong to someone else. For example, taking advantage, fighting, bullying, these things. If you see an injustice, it's an order to go change it with your hand. Go fix the situation with your own hands. For example, I go see his brother got bullied. You think I'm supposed to just look and ignore? No, an order for a Muslim is to go fix the situation with your hand. What does it mean to fix the situation with your hand? Go and fight no. You go and actively diffuse the situation. You go make the situation null. All right? If you cannot change it with your hand, you must change it with your tongue. Speak against it. It's an order. It's not a suggestion. You must, as a Muslim, you must speak against injustice when you see it happening. And if you cannot speak against injustice, what should you do? Hate it with your heart. You must hate it with your heart. If you're okay to bad things happening, you will become a bad person yourself. At least hate it with your heart. A Muslim is the shepherd of the earth. He must take care of the earth. And anything that happens, no matter who you are, what you are, a problem on earth is a Muslim's problem. Okay? You don't call the Avengers, hope for them to take care of everything. That's the problem with people. They think there's someone to always take care of us. No, you have to do things by yourself sometimes. Muslims have to take care of circumstances. Did you know that there was a Khalifa? All the Muslims paid their zakats. All the Muslims in the world paid their zakats. You know what zakats is, right? It's a form of charity that you give to clean your money. All the Muslims paid their zakats. They had so much money from the zakat that they went and made sure there was not one poor person in the Muslim world. There was not one poor person in the Muslim world. Imagine that. Imagine. When all the Muslims paid their zakat, there was one poor person. They had too much money left over. Too much. You know what the Khalifa said after that? He said, go make sure every young person is married. Every young person. Because to get married, you have to have some money, right? Even if you're old enough, you have to have some money to take care of yourself, take care of your wife. Go make sure everyone gets married. To do the wedding, you have to open the house and let people eat, right? You think it's free? You think when you go home and there's lunch on the table, you think it's free? No, your parents, they work hard for that, to put it on the table for you. All right. But the point is, they used all their money to make sure the people were married. Imagine how much money that is. All young people got married. They still had the money left over. They said, go feed the birds in the mountains. Umar al-Khattab used to worry because he said, maybe if an animal falls in the mountain, Allah will ask me about it in the judgment. Imagine that. These were men that feared Allah and they had a sense of justice in their heart. And when I say man, I don't just mean male. The Sahabas, the Tabi'een and the Tabi'een, these are the three greatest generations of Muslims. The Sahabas, Tabi'een are the ones who followed the Sahabas, and Tabi'een are the ones who followed them. The group of people that followed them. And did you know that the Prophet wanted to meet us out of all people? He had the Sahabas, Tabi'een, but he wanted to meet us. Why do you think so? No, he said he wants to see the people that believe in me, without seeing me. Now imagine how nice that is. You have a special place in the Rasulullah's heart. So, the major concept is what? The major perspective is always make sure that you are a just person. You don't allow any injustice to happen in front of you. All right? Can I get a promise from all of you? You'll never allow something bad to happen to other people in front of you? Always speak out against it. If you cannot settle it with your hands, speak out against it. All right? At least you have to promise me that. And if you cannot speak out against it, hate it in your heart. All right? We really don't appreciate what we have done Islamically for this world in the last thousands of years, 1,400 years in Islamic history. We don't really understand how important we are to society as Muslims. Do you know any impressive things Muslims have done in the last couple of years? Okay, can anyone give me a very cool invention? What is this here? An iPhone, right? Who invented it? Steve Jobs. You're able to give me Steve Jobs. Can you give me any Muslim inventor? Why not? You see what I mean? It's not a problem with you. I'm not saying you have a problem. I'm saying it's a problem with the content in the media that we're consuming. For example, let's say they say, oh, this was invented by an American white man product. The iPhone was invented by an American white man. Do you think white people are proud of him? American whites, do you think they're proud of him? Of course they are. Oh, look at what my person did. He looks exactly like me. He's from the same place as me. He invented this. Of course, they have a right to be proud. How come you're not proud? Because you don't know your history. You don't know the things that happen in your life. And that's the problem. Muslims will probably be like, oh, did you know that this group of people did this? I'm telling you now, if I do something, you all should take pride of it. Pride. Be proud of it. Why? Because in the end, what's the one thing I say? La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Do you all say that too? You guys are my brothers and sisters in Islam, regardless. So you have to be proud of every Muslim's accomplishment. Now let's talk about it, for example. Do you think the Europeans are very proud, the British are very proud of Shakespeare, William Shakespeare? Do you think they're proud of him? Of course. William Shakespeare. Do you know who William Shakespeare is? William Shakespeare. He's impressive, right? He wrote all those plays. He wrote incredible books. You can appreciate them. You can. But Shakespeare's amazing. Do you guys know any Muslim who contributed anything to, I'm not talking about Islam, I'm talking to the world and society. Do you know any Muslims who've done that? Huh? Made coffee, invented coffee. Yeah. The first theoretical physicist. You guys know who Stephen Hawking is, right? But do you know who the first theoretical physicist was a Muslim? The first theoretical physicist was a Muslim. You sit down and you contemplate the universe and teach. Did you know that the first theoretical physicist was a Muslim? And the Europeans admit it. They admit it. I'm not saying Europeans as they are the enemy. I'm just saying as adversaries, competitive adversaries. In school, I never liked being second. I always liked to be the first. But I was friendly with my second. So you must always feel the need to compete as a Muslim. When someone says, oh, did you know that this person is for example, I'm sure many of you have known some Chinese friends here or Indian friends. Oh, this Chinese or Indian fella here, he invented this. Oh, cool story, bro. That's what you tell them. This is my history. This is everything. And they try to make you forget. Sometimes they might try to make you forget. Do you know who Avicenna is? He's a scientist. Avicenna, where do you think he's from? Where do you think he's from? Avicenna. Anyone can give me a guess? Even anyone in the class can give me a guess also? Yemen? No. How could Avicenna sounds like a Arab name? Avicenna sounds like an Arab name? No. His actual name is Ibn Sina. So he was actually having a good idea. He was a Muslim. Scientist, big scientist. Ibn Sina was a big scientist. People don't understand who he was. He was one of the top scientists in history when it comes to physics and astronomy, not astrology. Not Pisces, Cancer, Taur, I don't know what that is. That one doesn't make sense to me. Astrology. Looking at the stars and figuring out the dimensions of the universe, which direction are you in? This is astrology. Astronomy. I keep messing up. So, Ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna, was actually a Muslim scientist who discovered a lot of things and contributed to a lot of things in physics today. Now, how about Averroes? If I say Averroes, does he sound Muslim? But you guys know exactly where I'm going. You guys know that I'm going to mention a Muslim, right? So Averroes, his name is actually Ibn Rushd. Ibn Rushd. He was the father of medicine. If you go, you guys all got your vaccines, right? No? Okay, some didn't. When you want to take your vaccine, what do they do to you first? Do they just stick the needle in? What do they do first? They what? Alcohol, right? They put alcohol in you. Al-Rushd was the one who came with the idea of using alcohol as a septic to clean wounds. Do you know how many infections would happen if it was not for him? The alcohol kills bacteria. It's very important. And then remember, there's some people who decide to put that in their body, see what it does to bacteria, and they decide to put that in their body. Just bringing that up. So Ibn Rushd was one of the top doctors in the world. One of the top doctors in the world. Now, I have a question for you all. Would you like to go to a doctor if he doesn't have a medical degree? If he didn't go to school to be a doctor? Would you go to a doctor and trust him? Karim, you're going to go to a doctor if he doesn't have a medical degree? You will? Or yes or no? No, especially if it's a complicated procedure. Let's say you have to have surgery. You're going to go to a doctor who didn't go to school? Are you? The Muslims were the ones who said medical school is important. Yeah. The concept of today's medical infrastructure internationally was the Muslims. That the doctor must go to medical school before he starts treating patients. There was a hospital in Cairo. Cairo is which country? In which country? Egypt. There was a doctor in Cairo, a hospital in Cairo. Almost 800 years ago, they used to treat 4,000 patients a day. Nowadays, obviously, 4,000 patients. Oh, some hospitals do that in 1 hour. But the point is, look how we started everything. Muslims started universities. Muslims started medical schools. Muslims started hospitals for public usage. We have to be proud of ourselves for what we did. Now, can anyone give me one thing that Muslims invented, let's say in mathematics, for example? 1, 2, 3, 4? What is that? Give me the concept. Numbers come from? Muslims, Arabic. The way numbers are written today, they are Romanized from the Muslims, how they write their numbers. The Arabs, how they write their numbers. How do you write 1 in Arabic? 1. Correct. That's how you write 1 in Arabic, right? That's how you write 1 in English as well, and in most Latinized languages. Latin means they have the same letters, right? How do you write one in Chinese then, which is an older language? If they claim they never took anything from the Muslims, how do you write one in Chinese? Like that. Correct. So be proud of yourselves and who you guys are. Allah chose you guys all to be Muslims. All. All right? All of us were chosen to be Muslims. And we all should be thankful and say Alhamdulillah for that. Say Alhamdulillah, all of you. Alhamdulillah. Very good. Okay, now just give me 1 second. Okay. So I actually wanted to show you all videos. I wanted to bring the TV, but there's no TV today, so nothing I can do in this situation. Now, when it comes to for the concept of mathematics, I mentioned mathematics. Let me ask you this: out of these 3 topics, how old are you? 15. All right. Algebra, trigonometry, and geometry. Karim, which one of these do you think was invented by a Muslim? Do any of you can geometry? So you think geometry was invented by Muslims, right? All 3. All 3. It's a trick question. All 3 were invented by Muslims. Were theorized and taught by Muslim scholars. All 3. Trigonometry, algebra, and geometry. All. So whenever you're in pain in school, yeah, you can be upset a bit. Oh, why did Muslims have to discover this? Of course, I would understand that. But regardless, the point is to know where you come from. Do you think all this technology we have today would be done without mathematics? Do you think any of it would be done? It's impossible. This will not be done without mathematics. Everything will not be done without mathematics, for example. Just letting you all understand that. It's very important to understand that and be proud of yourself. Don't ever let anyone put you down. Especially you girls. Understand that the hijab is beautiful. I don't care what anyone says in the world. They may say, oh, you're not showing your beauty. No. It is a beautiful thing to wear the hijab. Beautiful here, and I have respect for you. Oh, women, they think showing all this. You may be pretty. You may be pretty for your eyes, but do you think people respect you? I've seen people outside in the shopping center where their man is wearing more clothes than his wife. She's wearing short, and he's wearing long clothes. Does that make sense to you? Just understand the hijab is beautiful. I want you all to take pride in it. Take pride in your hijab. It is a beautiful thing. Men, we don't wear hijab for a reason. Allah just said we don't have to. We don't have to. But women wear hijab for many reasons. In the end, I cannot answer them all. But the best thing I can tell you is Allah told you to cover. If your parents tell you jump, are you going to ask them why? You'll do it without asking. You should do it without asking. If the one who created everything in the world asks you to do something, you should do it. I know the hijab, for some girls, you guys feel tired from it. Some of you do. I know it's, but you have to remember, once again, is this life forever? It's temporary. It's temporary. All right, take pride in it, especially when you wear hijab. You have to remember you're doing da'wah. Allah will reward you more than us for these things. Okay. All right. Just playing games with himself. Anyone have any questions? General questions, they can be anything. Inshallah, anything. Whether it's about school, whether it's about life, whether it's about anything, no problem. Any questions? Any questions? Sisters, any questions? Nothing? Okay, no problem. Inshallah, there's no problem. So, I want to ask you all, who are your heroes? Then I ask you questions. Who are your heroes? Who's someone you look up to? Anyone in the world. Your sister? Who are your heroes? Everyone has to give me one at least. And you cannot give me the same one as something this person said before. I'm going to start off with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, I take the one so none of you all can take. I want you guys to give me your heroes, whether they're Muslim, non-Muslim. I want to know who your heroes are. Someone you look at, you respect, and you want to be like. Give me one first. No, you first. You first. Come on. Anyone, give me one of your heroes. This is a very important question. You have to know this in your heart. And don't be shy. With me, you don't have to be shy. I'll turn off the recording. I'll Zoom. This one will not go outside. Don't worry about it. Hey, also you in the class, in the Zoom, I need the quick answer from you as well. What are your heroes? Who are your heroes? One. Who can start? Yes. Huh? No. Are you joking? You're not joking? You're serious? We'll talk about you later. How about you? Jamila? Louder? What is it? Asya? Who's that? Of Fir'aun. Okay. Why is she your hero? What did she do that makes you go, wow? MashaAllah. So, one of her heroes is one of the 4 queens of Jannah. Do you understand what that means? You're one of the 4 highest honored women in history. Who are the 4? Who are the 4? Who's Khadija? Who is Khadija? And Khadija radiallahu anha. Khadija is not your cousin. Khadija radiallahu anha. You have to say these things because they're such great people. Khadija radiallahu anha, the wife of who? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who else is one of the 4? Maryam alayhi salam. Not Maryam, she's your friend. No. Maryam alayhi salam. Who is that? Who is that Maryam? Who is Maryam? You have to know who these people are. Huh? Prophet Isa alayhi salam's mother. Who else? Aisha radiallahu anha. Who is that? That's the daughter of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who else? Who else? Fatima. Fatima Zahra, the daughter of Rasulullah and the wife of Ali ibn Abi Talib. These are women who are held in the highest level possible. Highest level possible. These women, you'll definitely see them in Jannah. So, our sister here says that Asya alayhi salam is one of her heroes. The stepmother of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. The wife of Fir'aun Aduullah, enemy of Allah. Imagine that. He killed his own wife because she refused to admit he's a god. Imagine that. Imagine. I tell you, admit I am this. Admit I'm the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Am I the Prime Minister of Malaysia? Admit it. Admit it. And I kill you. Is that fair? It's something you're not. You keep insisting that you are. You get killed as a result. How about you, sister? Well, who is one of your heroes? Anyone. Don't worry. Anyone in the world, I don't mind. History, dead or alive? Your mom? Fantastic answer. That means now she cannot take that answer. Good. Inshallah. You know everything about her? Why? Because you love her, right? And also because she loves you, right? Now, do you think Rasulullah loves you? Trust me, he's the only one who will care about someone else on the Day of Judgment. Do you know that? Your mother will forget about you on the Day of Judgment because she's worried about herself. Your father will forget about your mother. Everyone will forget each other except for Rasulullah. He is the mercy to mankind. That's why it's called mercy to mankind. He will care about everyone else. The Day of Judgment, when Allah is throwing into the fire, He will say, this is one of my followers. This is one of my followers. He will be the only one to stand in and argue for your sake on the Day of Judgment. Now, just hearing that makes you feel love for him, right? Correct. If you can feel that someone is willing to do that for you, you feel love for that person, right? Now, is it love if you don't know him? No, you don't know him. So what to do? Learn about him, correct? So what are you doing now? Learning. Obviously, I'm not the best qualified person to be teaching you the hadith and the Qur'an, but I'm trying my best. My father, inshallah, he will be better than me next week. But the point is, make sure to what? What do you think I'm trying to say? Make sure to learn about the people you love and people that you should love. The Prophet is an example. Do you know everything about him? No, but his life was well documented in the hadith and in the Qur'an. Take the opportunity to learn, even if it's on your own. You don't have to come every time to the class. You can open the book, you can open the Qur'an, you can open the hadith, learn, and then if you have anything you don't really understand, you come and ask a sheikh or any ustad. All right? How about you? Any hero? Any hero that you have in your life? Any role model that you look up to? You don't have any idea. That's fair. How about you? No one? Your mom. See, as I said, to find out about the people that you love, you have to know them, right? You know your mom, you love her so much. But you also have to know the prophets, the sahabas, the men and women around him, his wives, his sisters, there's so many different situations. All right? Now, you. That one I don't want to talk about. How about you? Any hero? No? Don't have? How about you? Any hero that you have in your life? None? You don't know? So these are examples of many things that you can aspire to be in your life. All right? For me, my heroes are Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, anyone who has stood up for something, Muslim or non-Muslim. They stood up for something. I don't care if they're Muslim or non-Muslim for me. If you stood up for something and you fought injustice, I respect you. Obviously, I respect the Muslim ones more. Someone here knows that. Anyone who's Muslim, I support. Anyone who's Muslim, I support him. I don't care. If you're Muslim, that means you have a better heart. So, my point today is just know your heroes. Know things. You have to know the people you love. And you have to remember this life is temporary. Right? Okay, أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. So we're going to make a short dua. May Allah purify our intention. May Allah make us want to learn more, and may Allah make us learn more. May Allah make everything easy for all of us. In this life, may Allah forgive everyone that we love, and may Allah forgive us all. Ameen. Okay, assalamu alaikum. We can end here.